Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about haggling. And in particular, haggling in those situations and stores where it's kind of part of the experience. I'm not talking about going into a charity shop and going, "I'll give you 50p, 50p for this. I don't care if it says 50 quid, 50p. I'll take the label off." 50p, or going into like a mainstream electronics store and trying to haggle on a TV. Although apparently that is possible, I've just never tried that in my case. Um, Rather, I'm talking about those sort of family-run stores where maybe they buy in lots of second-hand stock in individual transactions, or in market situations, or for example today, in this instance, in cash converters, where a bit of banter, a bit of bundling and tallying up at the end of your little spree at the till. Can we knock this off? Can you do me a deal? All that is part of the fun of the experience. Even if when you first go in, you're not necessarily aware of that. Actually, I think often, especially here in the UK, people think it's impolite to have a bit of a haggle, a bit of a bantery back and forth about the price of something, and yet it's actually really quite good fun. I'm thinking in particular about a trip I took a couple of days ago across the River Tyne south to South Shields, where I was supporting a friend of mine, where we've both been involved in a project that's kind of history, archaeology, youth work, and a little bit of planning involved as well, linked planning process that is linked with the council. And I was there to sort of observe and consult, and I kind of ended up talking more than my friend did at the meeting, and giving the council a bit of a piece of my mind for dicking us about for 3 years. But anyway, it was a good meeting. It went well. And on the way back, I was so happy I decided to treat myself to a gander in a local cash converter. And what really caught my eye when I was walking up to the store was Catwoman, still in box. In fact, she's just on the shelf up there. For $5.99, I thought, animated series Catwoman, with a pet cat and the necklace. I think from the first episode where she turns up. Yeah, go on, I'll take that, $5.99. And I went in, and the store was, well, it was kind of as it normally is. I won't say which branch it was, but it was a branch of cash converters where increasingly locally, especially I've noticed south of the river, stores are a bit spotty in terms of their presentation. There were slightly empty shelves with like a strimmer and a garden gnome on it, and you're just like, well, have you got nothing else to put on that shelf? But I've seen worse. Gateshead, for example, that store is in need of a bit of what's the word? Rationalisation, shall we say, in terms of its layout. But this one, it was fine. And the glass cabinet where they have all the electronics and old mobile phones and computer games and consoles and collectible goodness was very pleasing indeed. And I basically went on a small shopping spree. I saw a Morgan figure from Series 8 of The Walking Dead, along with Zombie Impaled. There was of course, Harley Quinn, a figure of Dante as well, and some Micro Machines, Star Wars Micro Machines, specifically that had Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Because you may recall a while ago I got Millennium Falcon Star Wars Micro Machines playset that had only new trilogy, latest trilogy stuff, and I just wanted those two guys. So I saw them, I thought, yeah, I'll bundle that in. Go on then. And actually, there was a little joke as well, a little pun in this experience where Harley Quinn had her price label elastic banded to her leg, and I said, "What's the price on this Harley Quinn here? In the cabinet?" And the guy said, "Well, I'll go out on a limb and say $2.99. It was $4.99, but I'll come back to that in a moment." And I was like, "Out on a limb, I like it." And he was like, "Oh." It's the plight of the punster. It is to live with groans and rolled eyes, but it was fine. Anyway, we all this stuff, took it to the counter, and in total it was around about £35, £37 ish worth of stuff. But we started doing a bit of bundling, a bit of back and forth, and the haggle took the shape of essentially rounding things up, rounding things down, and I ended up getting a really good deal. Basically from 35 or 37, 30, 36 something, we went down to £18, £18.50 or thereabouts. And normally I wouldn't ask for that much. I really wouldn't. Normally I'm much more of a 10, 20%, you know. Oh, this looks like it's £35. I'd much rather pay 30. But actually 18 for £35 worth of stuff. And as I was just sort of, you know, reflecting on this, and I was about to pay for my purchases, we were talking about how most people don't do this. Most people come into the store and they just pay the ticket price. They forget that Cash Converters has bought this off someone for much less money than they're about to pay, and that there's a profit that's built into that, and then there's also market value on top of that. And actually Cash Converters is happy to go below market value as long as it still makes its profit, its return on that investment, which essentially it is when it's buying stuff second hand. And and we were sort of thinking about how that's, you know, it was even surprising for him, the guy who worked behind the counter, and he didn't know this until his manager said, look, just to let you know, some people will ask for money off. This is what we're allowed to do. Go to the computer screen, you'll see what we paid for it. There's blah, 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 blah. Obviously, the guy didn't tell me the secrets. But it's built into the culture of Cash Converters and places like this. And I can't remember when I started doing this. I think it must have been after, you know, post-teenager. I think when I was had a bit more confidence. But it's fun. It's really quite good fun to help them sell you stuff that you're happy to pay for, as long as you're not utterly taking the piss. And as I say, I wouldn't normally have gone, I'll give you essentially half of what you're asking. You'll probably come away with quite a good deal, and you've both had a good conversation. And I wonder, why don't more people haggle? If nothing else, for the banter, for the fun, also for actually, because we ended up sort of also reflecting on how in the store they had this great big bank of pop figures, and with a stand as well, and the guy was like, well, the stand is worth about £15 apparently. Collectors will buy the stand, but we want all of this out of the store. So there was this label on it that's saying, I think it was like 60 pop figures and the stand £80. You can have it all. And I was like, that's a bargain. Not that I need or want it. I haven't got any room for a pop figure stand. Not that I don't collect pop figures in that way. But yeah, he was saying that that this is just part of the running of the store, the stuff that they have to deal with in terms of getting stuff in and getting stuff out. That's the crucial thing, is get it out the door as well. And you learn about this by talking to people as well, and by having this conversation. And so you feel more confident next time you go in that you're helping them sell by haggling. I suppose what this video is about is why don't more people haggle? Do you haggle? If you don't, why don't you? If you do, what's your best haggling story? What's your best find? Let me know. Comment in the comments below, or indeed, better yet, you know, post a picture or something on the Superside View Facebook page. Link available on the channel homepage. Share, yeah, because I want to know more about this culture of haggling, and the complicated reasons people do or do not get involved in it. Because I got some great stuff, but also I really quite enjoy it. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if this is a worthwhile, fun, entertaining experience, but I've just, if nothing else, for my own curiosity, have at it. Let's talk about haggling and or even bartering. Actually, have you ever bartered in a store? Because I suppose you could do part exchange, couldn't you, in a place like Cash Converters? I'll stop talking. Converse below, please. As ever, guys, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.